For every jetpack, joyride, or fruit ninja, there are probably 50,000 Wrestle Rumble fight champions to clog up the drains of our precious Google Play Store. It's a tale as old as intimacy and picking berries off of bushes. The mobile market is undoubtedly one of the most pathetic places to visit when you want to find a free game to play. That, of course, doesn't mean the games aren't captivating. If you did happen to stumble into Fred Nightbear Neighbor Runway, that I'm assuming is supposed to say runaway, but the person who made this was too lazy to spell check it before publishing the game, how could you not be enticed to hit that install button upon seeing this to be welcomed onto your red carpet with a royal pass? You get a bat, a bus, a cap, get coins 3 times. It's surreal. $34.99 for all this? Sign me up. Fred Nightbear lets us take a gander at the character we'll be playing as after we select a bunch of meaningless options that have zero effect on the game. A few of the choices here are locked. We unlock them after Mike play. Who is Mike? Is this Mike? Each of these screens feed you advertisements after every selection, or they're supposed to. I took it upon myself to get a plane ticket and go off on my own runway, so I didn't need to be tormented with these shenanigans. Once you finally descend into the universe of presumably stolen property, we have the quest of grabbing a key, then go father room and pick bat, to continue on a pointless quest of grabbing items littered around the house with no rhyme or reason behind it. All while hoping Michael doesn't sniff you out to pack you up, express shipping and all, mailing you to his homeworld with his vicious flurry of animatronic karate moves. It's not the most nut-busting challenge you'll ever stomach, as long as you can overcome the frustrations, like how grabbing items hardly works. You need to hover over items at the perfect angle, which can easily get you killed if the item is around Michael. I'm really glad I was in the airplane, otherwise I would have had to watch an ad every time he killed me. Although it didn't go down too many times, Mikey, for whatever reason, only walks in one path repeatedly, never deviating from it. So if the items aren't near him, you don't need to worry about it. With that said, I can't say I had unfathomable levels of entertainment walking through these halls. I did play it to the point of completion though, where nothing happens. So in this predicament, you could either do the sensible thing and shut the game off to uninstall it, or transition over to the school to witness the exact same skin-deep, sentient third-world country sludge water transmogged into a video game. The only thing I'm left wondering as I wander these halls is about that Royal Pass. Where are those buses and hats? Where do those come into play? Or are you telling me my credit card would be charged to send money straight to Bangalore so some goofball could buy a gold chain with it? Actually, what I should be wondering instead of that is why this Fred Nightbear game was cloned as a separate release by a different person. When you open the application, we're able to gaze on how this wizard tried to pull the wool over our eyes. The person put in the hard work of changing the loading screen character. Previously, it was a rabbit, now it's a bear. And when you load into the game, the exterior of the house is unique looking. Then you go inside to see that glorious Control-C, Control-V design. Creativity is oozing from these fucking walls. But by far, the biggest power move about this amazing game is how the name went from Fred Nightbear Neighbor Runway to Fred Nightbear Runway Neighbor. Now, I'm not fully sure if the thug who summoned King Ramses' fourth curse upon us made both of these games and released them under a different account or what. It's hard to tell with mobile games. The laziness stems so deep, you can never know what the truth actually is. When I looked at mobile wrestling games previously, I ran into a very similar situation, so who knows really. I wouldn't put it past the creatures developing these things, trying to double dip their talents, making multiple games for kids to be scared of Big Mike, whose reach transcends reality and the logics of physics, when they should really be worrying about Fred Nightbear wants to know your location while he calls his fellow compadres to whip out their jackhammers, tearing up your phone for Ethereum and Bitcoin. Which isn't a joke, if that needs to be said. These games are never to be trusted. Fuck would I ever download any of these things on my phone. They're obviously created with malicious intent, so you could be be installing unwanted hogwash onto your phone by downloading games like Fred Nightmare, being one of the reasons I gave up with this franchise and found another one, Eternal Night Horror Survival, with Golden Frederick as the icon. That's how you know it's gonna be good. It has the return of the lovely Royal Pass, and the starting area looks very familiar because it's the same game for the third time in a row, just with a different name, and it's nighttime. I feel like I'm stuck in a time loop. How many of these are there? Did I accidentally stumble into the most elaborate rabbit hole, or have I simply been inserted into a sociopathic individual's attempt at making fat stacks on the mobile market? Maybe both. I don't know. All this has done is left me with one burning question that's still searing on the frying pan. There's clearly some form of a universe that's getting built brick by brick, and I still don't know who Mike is. I was just guessing when I called the yellow monster Mike. He's not gonna drop the government. This game wants us to unlock more content by completing Mike Play. Where can I play with Mike? It's not like it matters anyways, I guess. Nothing would realistically change. It's truly a shame this game disappoints on all fronts. I was kinda hoping Eternal Night would have been an open world game of some sort. I mean, it happened with Sonic in Super Speed Dash Hero 3D. The icon has Sonic with some sort of mech body and a bunch of AI generated images to help me understand what I'll be able to experience in this beast. We got two furry men scrapping it out, an animal running towards a flaming building with a few firefighters in the back. I can't believe I didn't find this earlier. This looks like so much fun. I'm blessed to see the Royal Pass has made its trek over to this realm also. I'll need to make one of these myself, it seems. I never knew it was so widespread. It must be a trend that hasn't left the scamosphere of the mobile game trenches. This is the Royal Pass I decided to whip up. If you subscribe, then give me $35.99. You get everything that's here. Once you load into Super Speed Dash Hero 3D, we're playing as a regular looking Sonic, not the mechanoid Sonic like we were promised, nor can we do anything the AI screenshots were showing me actually. It's just one of those sandbox styled dystopian nonsensical games where you're running around killing people, stealing cars, driving around with nothing to do. Unless you feel like playing as a new animal. That's when things go off the rails. I was able to swap over to a horse's body or a panda's body that both shoot missiles from their feet. I'd love to know how the ideas for these games are concocted or what they're thinking while creating this stuff. All I know is that they're using flipped assets. You see a lot of these weapons, cars, and objects in practically every single one of these games. Not only the games using Sonic as the robbed flagship character, but the GTA ones as well. What is probably the biggest dump on the Play Store that I will never get tired of seeing, dunking these slamming titles like Gangster Mafia Miami Crime 3D, watching them hurl out a few GTA 5 screenshots that were probably run through AI. These ones have a very plasticky look to them. When you inevitably enter the world of the condemned, you're playing as Big Frank Brother, able to cruise the roads of this marvelous city, viewing the 14-hour coal mine shift equivalent work ethic brought to us all by this wonderful developer, creating this minuscule city square with acres upon acres of a flat Lego canvas surrounding it, having the occasional ground color shift so us as nothing more than a caged animal will think it's different. It's a fantastic thing to behold while being served endless ads on a silver platter. Anything you try to pick up or anything you try doing will play an ad. After a short time passes, you're always told, quick break, big stories ahead, and I have no idea what that's even talking about. Supposedly there are missions I could do, but I couldn't find them, which is most likely due to how my life timer was so short. I was only able to exist in bite-sized moments, not allowing me to fully immerse myself into insert protagonist's world. I could hardly do a personal mission of my own, which was just getting a 5-star wanted level, holding off against the evil authority figures. In between ads, I was incinerating a few people with laser guns. I even got inside of a tank to tear up asphalt, blowing up a few bacon mobiles, but I was inevitably defeated. Somehow, I was manning a tank that didn't explode. Unless the game is all taken place inside of Big Frank's head and my tank was made out of cardboard, I don't see the vision on how a little pistol would kill me through my ultimate reinforced steel monster. When this happened to me, my screen turned black and I couldn't respawn, making me wonder if this was a 4-dimensional ruse to force the player to restart their application, since they'll be forced to watch about 5 minutes of ads to play again. Real tacticians of Play Store development, if true. You know, at this point, I'm shocked my tank didn't have a fake Amazon Prime or FedEx logo to help emphasize how I'm delivering rods of destruction to the local police force at a record pace. It would have made the whole ad farm so much better, especially considering the sheer power of the main character. Only superhumans can sprint at max speed holding a chain gun in one hand while doing so. You could have created an unforgettable experience. That's what Spider Rope Hero City Action did, one of my absolute favorite characters on the mobile market. Spider Rope Hero has made his rounds to dozens of games at this point. This one in particular gives us a selection of environments and times of day that are apparently your favorite. We even get to pick a costume as Spider Rope pitches invisible wiffle balls in order to hype us up for what he's capable of. And not to my surprise, nothing I picked mattered at all. The game is essentially the same as the last, except here we have more abilities to become the pocket god of the Spider Rope universe. This guy has a massive aura explosion as he yells in pure silence. Everything around him explodes, instantly killing nearby scoundrels, fitted up in their discount Old Navy attire and ski masks. Then he rides away on his skateboard that can travel faster than cars. We also have a laser beam that annihilates any object it touches in the blink of an eye, surely helping Spider Rope ascend the food chain of dominance in the heroic space. You could fetishize Moon Knight, maybe a Human Torch, or you could pick Spider Rope, a killing machine who is not stopped by any mortal being, unless it's a firefighter with a shotgun. You lost nothing, but watch this ad and get a new car that I didn't get after watching the ad. I found a mission at least, so that's something. Husky here is telling me about how his wife made a big mistake. She accidentally threw some money away, and I'm tasked to go to the dump site to try to collect as much money as I can. The oil poured into the neurological gears never ceases to amaze me. I'm positive a child could have come up with a better mission idea than that. If they wanted to make a real mission players would have been invested into, it should have been about the curious case of the flying lamppost. That's a quest anybody would embark on with no hesitation, assuming you'd have the patience for it. I couldn't even sit to complete the one I was given, thanks to me being drafted into the ad break war every 20 seconds. Both Spider Rope Hero City Action and Spider Rope Hero Crime Run 3D did this shit to me. The reason ads started becoming more of an issue is because apparently the bandits started slowly understanding the tech of disconnecting from the internet to make ads not play, so they require their games to be connected to the internet at all times, making them unbearable to deal with. In seriousness, neither one of these Spider Rope Hero games came close to being a home-cooked meal. Both were a 7-Eleven 9 hours overdue roller dog with dead flies inside. They're both using the same dumbass, what I assume is a free Unity asset pack, where at this point, I think it would be an honor to see one of these recessive gene, lard-gargling troglodytes utilize a new asset pack for a change. I hope as time goes on, the world will be able to come to a conclusive number for how many of these pig-ass GTA clones there are on the Play Store. It, no joke, never ends. It's 1, 2, 3 ABC to find a Grand Miami Gangster Game 2026, adding on to the keyword dick measuring contest dogpile, viewing the most bland vanilla game with scarce, secret rare meat chunks of intrigue, such as pulling up to an alleyway, watching ruffians stabbing a limousine with a shank, the car explodes, they all stand up, then blow me away. Other than these outer body moments or getting your head caved in by a pedestrian brandishing a Louisville slugger, you're spending your time on a game that has the enjoyment factor of opening up an envelope with anthrax inside. Your brain is fried the same way your lungs would be. And during these agonizing situations is where games like Minecraft come in. Or excuse me, Minicraft Block Game 3D. Before I was able to load into my world, I needed to watch a plethora of other games that are supposedly the real Minecraft, with my favorite being called Craft Earth Boy Block, where its ad seems to be a stolen meme compilation from a YouTube video. How you get that ad doesn't matter, I guess. You just gotta get it. No money can be accrued if you can't show people glory, not only out of game, but in it too. It would be a true spectacle of greatness if I could slice up a bit of wood to slowly construct my kingdom without being interrupted every 30 seconds, forced to watch more ads that were, again, stolen from somewhere else. You can see the timer in the corner from wherever the original ad came from. Only on the Play Store can you see a game that is ripping off another game, plastered with ads that are lying about the game you'd be downloading, while also stealing that said advertisement from another game that was most likely doing the same thing. It seriously feels like you're trying to explain how electrons move through reality while saying it out loud. It's actually disgusting. If you're curious on the levels of greatness exuding out of Minicraft, there isn't any. It's Minecraft ran through a juicer, having all the fun extracted out, leaving you with only questions. Like, why did you add a hunger meter that never decreases? Why does the game have no hostile mobs? Or why are there no caves? I dug straight down, seeing if I was able to uncover one. Didn't find shit. No matter how far I spelunked the lands, there were no caves. A major piece of the game you are ripping off is missing. You need the mines so you can craft. Is that why you called it Minicraft? Maybe it has nothing to do with preventing a lawsuit or cease and desist. The real reason is because you don't want to mislead players into believing there's mines. Congratulations, guys. You are the most respectable people on the Play Store. Well done. I hope I can say the same about your brethren, Minicraft Blockcraft 3D. When you open it, you can see Steven with a rocket launcher hanging out with his cronies. Then you're shown an advertisement for free Robux. What a way to make me feel at home. Immediately afterwards, we enter a shop with all this stuff that you can get right now for $54.99. It's totally not here hoping a kid would tap on it, not understanding the concept of money, cause $54.99 is what, like 5 boxes of Airheads? Easy purchase. If you did happen to decline it though, that's fine. During your ad break, you can think it over, since you get asked again at the character selection screen if you want to unloack everything. I think I'm alright. I don't need it right now. I'm more of a royal pass type of person. When I finally entered the game, it actually made me feel bad for picking on the previous title. This one is somehow far worse. The entire world is flat and you aren't able to dig more than 1 block down. The game has no enemies, no animals, you aren't even able to place blocks. All you get are 6 different items to craft. 3 pickaxes and 3 swords with nothing more to it. So it makes you wonder where all those automobiles and goodies you'd be spending that $54.99 on are located. When you buy it, does it open a secret menu somewhere? Or did a mobile game blatantly lie again? What a stunner. I really hope the panty-sniffing, pencil-neck dork who made this steps on a rusty Lego. The person would deserve it, honestly. And I bet the gamers who installed this felt the same way. Probably worse. All they wanted to do was play Minecraft, just like how all I wanted to do was play Street Fighter, but what I got instead was karate fighting. A one-on-one fighting tournament with the challenge of everyone's favorite bathroom war, Saline Enema versus Constipation, thanks to the Crater Skull developer seeming to have forgotten to check the damage values on attacks. During fights, when I hit opponents, they would either drop dead instantly with full health or randomly die during a combo, letting me watch my character pound his opposing cretin through a crowd of paper people, giving me a multiplier for coins that do nothing. It appears these cellular fighting titles have like-minded mentalities when it comes to difficulty. When I transitioned over to a different one that used Tekken gameplay in its ad called Kung Fu Karate Fighting Games, you could plop your phone onto a table as you eat a whole carton of eggs, shell and all, while playing through it. This one is also by far the worst I've seen with ad spam. You need to watch multiple minutes of them when the game opens, before rounds, in between rounds, and after fights. These adverts make it a polar plunge to scrap with my opponent who attempted Kendalling himself to resemble Liu Kang. I was kinda hoping his name would be Kang Lu or something, but no, he doesn't have one at all. I guess it shouldn't be too surprising. They couldn't get my character's name correct, so it must have been too much of a challenge to pull that off. In the menu, this little potted plant-haired, shirt melting into his skin-ass character is named Xiao, when in-game it says his name is Galvatron. In reality, it doesn't matter what you call him. The guy is incapable of losing a battle. His attacks always come out on top no matter what, so he has no idea what the fermented stench of defeat smells like. Now, whether this power comes from the Martin Luther King levels of inspirational speech we get before our matches start that's mentioning wrestling when we aren't playing a wrestling game, or if Galvatron has a radioactive subsonic ray that fries his opponent's mind in real time, is up in the air. I just know that losing is impossible. You just press, watching raunchy animations unfold before your very eyes, to be rewarded with an advertisement to then continue to pound on more bizarre, deep lore Mortal Kombat characters. I would genuinely be interested to know if there are any unironic players who spend their time with these things. Do we have fellow humans who rise out of bed like a machine, then immediately start grinding Karate Legends Ultimate while they're in the shower? A game that allows you to upgrade powers and become legend. Are those people happy to play as the long-lost Michael Law from the famous Law family tree? Were those 59 levels conquered with a smile? Did they spend their $24.99 to unlock these stalwart warriors that all play exactly the same? An amount of money you could easily slam on the table as a down payment for a makeshift home ceiling helicopter propeller. A better use of your money, surely. You could just turn that bitch on and jump straight into it. The afterlife will make me watch a bunch of advertisements anyways, assuming these applications of pure bliss are giving us all a preview of it, considering how high and mighty they all are. To be serious though, to those of you who made these applications, you are all bags of rotting banana skins. I hate you all, and I hope local termites will infest your home to eat your walls apart. But thanks for the laughs with these jokes of shameless clones or blatant lies you gave me for Christmas in May that presumably came with a side order of a virus I didn't ask for. With that, I'm prepared to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on these mobile game clones. Did any of them look fun to you? Would you play any of them over the real thing? Should Spider-Rope Hero make his way over to other platforms? Please let me know down in the comments. Big ups to all of our channel members who generously go above and beyond each and every month to support the channel even further. If you would like to join them, hit the join button right next to the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, take very good care of yourselves, and I hope to see you all again in the next video.